Hi everyone, this is Chrislou Alba. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I do DIYs, reformations, and makeup transformation. Hi everyone, we're back again with another DIY video. And for today's video, as you have read on the title down below, I will be doing or creating a tennis skirt. And I just want to say thank you to Miss Denden Salvador for suggesting this one for our video today. So if you want to know how I did this skirt, just keep on watching. The fabric I'll be using today is a Chinese cotton fabric measuring 1.5 meters. I'll be creating a printed tennis skirt since a lot of people used white fabric in making this skirt. I have to cut this part here since it's not straight and it might affect our skirt. So I'm thinking of making this cotted fabric as our waistband, but I decided to cut new one. I fold the fabric crosswise, right sides facing together, and then pinning it to stay in place and so that we have the same length of fabrics. It's about 19.5 inches long for our desired length, and I think it's enough for me. Before cutting them at the center, I'll be cutting first for our waistband. When you're cutting strips or when you're cutting any fabrics together, always pin them so that they have the same length. I'm cutting 2 strips for us to have a spare fabric because we don't know we might repair it. The width of waistband is 3 inches and this width is enough, not that big or wide, just a minimum measurement. After cutting the fabric for the waistband, I'll now cut the fabrics into 2. The purpose of cutting this into 2 is to have a longer fabric since we are making pleats to achieve the tennis skirt design. Pinning the 2 edges of fabric. If you're going to join them, always face the right sides together and then sew them in zigzag stitch first and then straight stitch for more security. This time, I am hemming the bottom of the fabric so that we will no longer do it later. Usually, hemming the bottom comes last of all the steps. But this time, I am doing it first so that we can do all the hardest steps afterwards. But for my desired length, I decided to hem it once again to make it a little bit shorter. I fold it around 2 inches. For the crucial part, this time I am measuring 3 inches from the edge. This will be my allowance and to where should I put the zipper. And then the next thing, I am measuring 1.5 for the spacing or the width of the pleats that we will be folding. So I can't really explain it by talking, but you can see how I fold or create the pleats. You can just follow this technique where your folds are along the markings I made, or if you have your own ways in making pleats, you can just follow that. Do what you want to do as long as you're comfortable with it. Still, this is DIY. After pleating, measure it first for the waistline with the allowances so that it won't be that tight or loose. We will put markings along the pleats for it to be fitted on our hips. And for my skirt, I am marking at about 6 inches down. And I guess this is a bit longer. You can reduce your own measurement if you'll be making this. So when you're doing this, pin it also at the bottom so that you can easily put the markings and you won't be having a hard time. After marking, I adjusted the part where I put the markings because if I leave it straight, it might be very tight at my hips. So I have to adjust it like we're making the pleats into a U shaped, I guess. Just give a little bit spacing between each pleats. This part is very easy for me. All you have to do is adjust the pleats until it contents you. When you're sewing, make sure to backstitch every after sewing. This is our way of locking the seams. It is to prevent our seams or our thread from getting ripped onto the fabric. Always be mindful of the adjustments with it onto the pleats. Then after sewing the pleats, you also need to sew the top of the skirt so that the pleats won't flipping around, so you just have to sew it. I thought that I should put up first the zipper before closing the entire side, but I decided to measure the zipper to where it ends and then marking it. I close first the side, stopping at the mark, and then right after I attach the zipper once again, pinning it first to stay in place. Attaching the zipper is very hard task for me. You can really say that I struggle putting off the zipper. We will now put the waistband we cutted earlier, and this part, the very first thing you will do is attach them right side facing together and make sure add allowance to the end for the folds, and the other end of the waistband should be about 3 inches longer than add allowance for the folds. Join them using a straight stitch. This is how I fold or close the ends of the waistband. All you have to do is to fold it to the outside and then fold the bottom to match the other side and then sew it while it aligns to the zipper. I am using a buckram to stiffen our waistband. This is usually used by dressmakers for the purpose of stiffening the waistband and other stuff. I will measure the waistband first so that we will have the exact measurement to be inserted in the waistband. Mine is 31.5 and I think it's a bit long for me, or wide. So I have to cut a little bit from the buckram since it's wider than my waistband, and then just pin it and then sew it to secure the buckram. For the very last step, attaching the hook and eye, and we're finished. Here's our DIY tennis skirt. I hope this video will help you and guide you in creating your own tennis skirt. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell for you to get updated once I upload another video. See you on my next video, guys. Bye!